I'll tell you what, you slap my mama, you slap her and see what happens.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. Yes, we are running this mouth today. Let me say thank you so much to all of you. I appreciate your feedback because I really wanted to know when I decided to try to experiment on my last cake video where I did the fresh apple cake, and I was not talking in the beginning, just wanted it silent with the music, little ASMR, and give you the captions where you could read what I was doing. Just wanted to try something different. You all sounded off in the comments, although some of you were okay with that. I think the majority of you, y'all want to hear my mouth run. Let me say give a huge apology. Y'all, Miss Peggy, and I'm really feeling like she's definitely older than me, old enough maybe to be my mom's, could have been my mom's age, but I'm going to refer to her as Mother Peggy. Mother Peggy put in the comments, and she said, Miss Donna, please do not stop talking. She's legally blind. Although she can see me, she cannot read the captions. She loves to cook and be in the kitchen and bake. So her trying to read the captions while I'm telling, giving measurements and stuff, just wouldn't work for her. You guys, I felt so bad. Miss Peggy, Mama Peggy, I am so sorry. Let me apologize to you. I know I didn't know, but when I learned, it just made me feel so bad that you really didn't know what I was doing because you weren't able to read the captions. From the bottom of my heart, I really sincerely apologize. And some of you may say, well, Miss Donna, you didn't know, or it doesn't matter what other people think, or you didn't have to do that. No, I don't. Now, I'm going to tell you, I will never, ever do another video where I'm silent when I'm cooking. You're going to always hear my voice and get the instructions. I will never, ever do that again. Although some of you enjoyed it, I will never, ever do it again. Some of you may say, well, Miss Donna, you really don't have to do that. And I do not. But do I want to do that? Absolutely. I want to be able to accommodate as many people as I can that really want to learn how to bake or cook. So would I, for that one that I know of, never do a silent video like that again? Yeah, I will never do it again because I want everybody to be able to understand and hear me and know what they should be doing. So Miss Peggy, please, please forgive me, okay? So y'all gonna hear me run my mouth today. We are back in this kitchen. Today we're making a cake. We're going pound cake today, okay? The name of this cake, as I saw it out there on the internet and social media, is called Slap Your Mama pound cake. Now y'all know my mama is gone on to glory, okay? She's in heaven enjoying Jesus every day. So first of all, I don't like the name of the pound cake. And I'm just being real. Some of y'all say, Miss Donna, you doing too much. You know that's just a joke. I don't like it because you won't be slapping my mama. How about that? And then when I went and looked, how come I'm getting makeup since I didn't talk the last time, okay? All right, just so you know, for those that think I talk too much. Why is it that we never see slap your daddy pound cake? It's a men folk that be in the kitchen cooking too. Some of them daddies can burn and get down in the kitchen. Why it's not a slap your daddy pound cake? Okay? So since this is my kitchen, my home, my video, my rules, we gonna call it, you're not gonna be slapping my mama pound cake. Or you're not gonna slap my mama pound cake. How about that? That's what we're calling it today. Because that's what I want to do. All right. So with this, you're not going to slap my mama pound cake. We have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. In here, I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder and ½ teaspoon of salt. It's already in here, okay? Now, normally we would do 3 cups of sugar. This recipe calls for 2 3/4 cups of sugar, so not quite 3 cups. Okie dokie. I'll be using 6 large eggs that are room temperature. I've already cracked them. I know that one looks suspect, but honey, it's 6 eggs in there. I promise you, 6 eggs. We have 2 sticks, which will be 1 cup of unsalted butter. It is also room temperature. Yes, 1 stick equals ½ a cup. So we have 2 sticks. We have 1 cup of butter. We'll be using 1 cup of, this is whole milk. It is room temperature, 1 cup of whole milk. Yeah, that's my mama's cup. And then we'll be adding ½ cup of sour cream. It is also room temperature. For those that ask about these little measuring cups I've had them forever, and they are from Pampered Chef. Okay, yeah, I love Pampered Chef. I've not ordered in a while. I need to go out there just to see if I can find something to order, because I really do like Pampered Chef. Now for the extract, it's calling for like a tablespoon of baking vanilla. And since I've not used some of my cream bouquet in a while, I'm going to add just a little bit of my cream bouquet. I love cream bouquet. Some people don't care for it. To each his own. I love it. Miss Donna, what does it taste like? I always say bakery in a bottle. I just like cream bouquet. Totally not necessary. Okay? I've heard you can get it online. I get it still from my local cake supplier. So I don't purchase mine offline. Okay, is that everything? My oven is preheated to 325 degrees. I'm going to go on and add my 2 sticks of butter to the mixer. Of course, I have thoroughly washed my hands. Y'all, don't be in the kitchen with nasty hands, because that's just nasty. Now, once I get my 2 sticks of butter in here, I also like to go on and add my extracts or any flavoring that I'm going to use. And I do that now because it will allow for the flavorings to be mixed in during the entire mixing process, and just not at the end where I would sometimes add it when I added the milk. So this just really ensures that it's mixed in really, really good. Okay. So I'm going to turn my mixer on because we're gonna add this sugar in just a minute. But I want to start by just turning on the mixer to mix up this butter just a few seconds. And then once I do that, I'll slowly start adding this 2 3/4 cups of sugar. Once all of the sugar is added, I'm going to cream the sugar, the butter, the extracts for at least 10 minutes. When I cream using this mixer, and by the way, the link to this mixer is listed in the description box below. Using this mixer, I usually cream on about medium high, so it's set on about 8.5. About 8.5, okay? During the creaming process, you'll notice that the sugar and butter is going to start accumulating on the sides of the bowl. I'll stop the mixer a couple of times, scrape down the sides of the bowl. I won't do that on camera. To save time, I'll just do it. Excuse me, but just know you have to scrape it down, because if it's up here on the sides of the bowl, that lets you know it's not down in the bowl getting properly creamed. Once I'm done creaming, I'm going to stop the mixer because you hear the term light and fluffy. You want your sugar and your butter to look light and fluffy once you're done creaming. You should not be able to hear crystals the sugar crystals mixing around in the bottom of your bowl. So I'm going to stop so you can see how the butter even gets a little lighter in color, and it just looks so fluffy and soft. So I'm going to show you what it looks like so you'll know, what you should expect. Don't skimp on this part. I know it takes time. This is the longest part of the mixing process when you're baking a cake. If you rush it, have you ever seen a cake that looks gooey on the inside, or it looks like it has maybe like the yellow streaks, or it's gummy where it looks like it didn't totally bake through or cook well? Oftentimes it's because the batter, the butter and the sugar wasn't properly creamed. I always set me a timer, and I'm pointing right here and looking right here because my microwave is right here behind y'all. I set me a timer for 10 minutes and then I go do something else, okay? As a matter of fact, while we are creaming today, I'm going to go on and grease and flour my cake pan, okay? So we're going to cream. Once we are done creaming and I show you what light and fluffy looks like, then we will continue the mixing process and I'll give you more directions. All right, we are light and fluffy, okay? So that's what you want to be looking like when you properly cream. Now it's time to start adding our eggs. So once I turn the mixer back on, we're going to add our eggs one at a time. When I add an egg, I do not wait for that yolk to totally get mixed in. Add the egg, let it mix for a few seconds, then I add the next egg. Now sometimes when you're adding your eggs, two want to jump in rather than one. So if that happens and you have two eggs to go in at one time, no worries, just mix a few seconds longer because now you're trying to incorporate two eggs rather than one, okay? So once we get our eggs added, then you'll notice I'm going to turn my mixer down. This mixer I usually turn down to the number 2. You want to add your flour and your milk on low. This is also the part where a lot of people do too much overmix, and that will cause your cake. It can also fall. So just be mindful. When you start mixing the flour and the milk, this process does not take nearly as long as the creaming of the butter and the sugar. So once I start adding my dry and wet, you always want to start with your dry, which will be the flour. Always start with your dry. Then you always end with your dry. So I'll mix a little bit of flour, and I don't necessarily have a ratio. I just pour some in until I feel like it's enough. And then I'll mix that just for a few seconds because you're not trying to get this batter silky smooth. You're not trying to get all of the lumps out of the batter, okay? You want everything moistened. You want it mixed but you're not trying to get this batter silky smooth, okay? So once I add a little flour, maybe half a cup, then I'll add me a little bit of milk, and then I'll mix a little bit, and then I'll add more flour. Now this time I have my sour cream to add, so I'll probably mix that, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna add that all at one time, but I'm gonna be alternating. This is considered the wet too, okay? So the milk and the sour cream. In any event, you're gonna start with this flour, honey, and end with it. All right. Now I'll show you a few rotations of me going back and forth. Sometimes I show it all. Just depends on how long this video ends up being. But if not, you'll get the gist of what I'm doing by alternating the milk and the flour. Just make sure you turn your mixer down. Do not do it on high. It has to be on low. So once we get that done, then we're going to be ready to get the cake poured. You notice that I had added the flour, greased and floured my cake pan. You probably saw that excess flour that was in the bottom. I went and dumped that out. You don't want a whole lot of excess flour. So what I do is hit it, and pretty much anything that falls, which I'm good. You don't really see much of anything falling, okay? So you get it greased good and put the flour in it, and the excess you want out. You don't want clumps of flour sitting in your pan. Okay, let me see. I be trying to tell y'all everything. Yeah, and that's the difference. I know I talk a lot, but I try to explain because I want you to be successful in baking a cake. Even when you do it all right. Sometimes I told you, pound cakes can be funky, honey. Sometimes you do it all right, and they just won't let you be great. Okay, but in any event, for the most part, I really do want you to be successful in baking or cooking or whatever you do when you watch my channel. That's why I take the time to explain, okay? So for those of you that know it all, you don't need this, feel free to fast forward. All right, okay. So let's get our eggs added, and then so we can get this cake in the oven. And you all, oftentimes when I'm done mixing, so as to not over mix, when I stop, I'll still see sometimes some of the flour in the batter. And I usually, to ensure that I'm not over mixing, I just mix just a few more times by hand, okay? Like I say, the batter, like I've said, the batter will not be, we're not trying to get it silky smooth, okay? And I'm scraping under the bottom to make sure that everything is mixed in well. No batter left behind. The more that's left behind, the more I'm gonna want to eat. Ooh, y'all know what I'm getting ready to say. This bowl is heavy. Ooh. Yes, I did a review on this mixer. And I like the mixer. I just do not like how heavy it is. The bowl is very heavy. So if you're one of my seniors, or if you are, have issues holding on to something that's really heavy, it's in the mixer for you, because the bowl, wait a minute, I made y'all a little cricket. The bowl is heavy. I used to, my other mixer that I had when I was using my Paula Deen mixer with the rotating head, I liked that one because it was so lightweight and I could take it off my countertop. This one is so heavy, I just don't move it. It just has to sit here in my way all the time. Okay, making sure the batter is as level and even as possible. I've noticed this is a looser batter than I normally have. I'm hitting it under the bottom to release air bubbles. Okay. We're going in. The oven has been preheated to 325 degrees. I bake my cakes in the middle of my oven. So what I do is I adjust my racks to where there's one that's in the middle and the cake can fit on that rack. Okay, I'm gonna set my timer for about an hour and 15 minutes. But of course, per usual, I will let you know exactly how long it baked. At least at an hour and 15, I'm pretty safe to check it. If I need to leave it longer, I will. But like I say, I'll let you know how long it baked once I take it out. While that's baking, it's only been in there about 5 minutes. Let me do this glaze really quick so I can show you how easy it is. I have about a tablespoon of butter. I'm going to use some butter today because I want to take my leftover bacon. Trying not to slam the oven on top of the oven. But I'm going to make my, I don't usually put butter in my glaze, but I want it a little creamier today. A little smoother. It's always smooth, but it's going to help it also be a little softer. Adding the butter, okay? So that's about a tablespoon. I just melted. Be careful, don't be slamming stuff on this oven. Or even on the countertop. I'm gonna clean up my mess in just a second. I said, let me go and do this, and this will be done. To make a glaze, I usually use, I'm gonna try to give you measurements. Usually use about 2 cups or maybe a little less of powdered sugar. It just depends on how much glaze you want. I am a glaze girl. I love a glaze. don't really care to icing or frost a cake. I just don't. So we're not gonna do quite 2 cups because I don't want to have to open up another bag of powdered sugar. Let's see. We're gonna do about a cup. If I feel like I need more right before I'm glazing, I'll just add a little bit more. Okay. We're gonna add some cream bouquet to it, at least a teaspoon. Now then, for the milk part, a lot of people struggle right here. Don't make making glaze hard, okay? Where you mess up is if you add too much liquid and then you're trying to get it to get smooth and it's really loose and it's really lumpy. Don't add too much liquid, okay? I'm used to doing this, but I would suggest you start maybe about 2 tablespoons of liquid. I like for it to be pretty thick in the beginning because that helps me stir it and get it smooth. If it's too loose, then it won't allow me to do that. But you see, even before I finish mixing it up, you see how the texture of that. So that's what I call thick, and like that, it makes it easy for me to smooth it. So at this consistency, I'm gonna get it smooth before I add any more milk. Now it's really too thick for me to try to pour on a cake. You know, I can pour it, but I don't want it quite that thick. But let me get it smooth before I add any more milk to it, because if it's any looser, it's gonna make it harder to get out those lumps. I never use a mixer, hand mixer for a glaze. I just feel like it's unnecessary. Plus, it's a very great arm workout. Okay, just like that, we have a glaze. Look at how smooth that is. Look at that. Just smooth and creamy. Okay. So now, like I said, because it's still too thick for me to pour on my cake, I'm gonna add just a little bit more milk. Now, because I'm not getting ready to use it, and it's gonna sit on this counter for a couple of hours at least, while the cake bakes and then the cake has to cool, it may thicken up. It's probably gonna thicken up a little bit. And when it does, all I have to do is add just a smidget more, just a smidget, a teeny bit. That's what a smidget is. Teeny weeny. Bit more milk to get it to loosen up. Now you can see the difference in the consistency. You see that? It's a lot more loose, and then that's gonna make it very easy to pour on the cake. Like I said, honey, if this ain't enough, I'm gonna add a little bit more of that powdered sugar, and we can make this be enough. That way the glaze won't be too thick. You know, we can just do a simple thin glaze, but I do really usually do a heavy glaze. Okay, cake is gonna continue to bake. I'm gonna cover up my glaze and clean up my mess while the cake is still baking, and eat me some batter. Mind your business, I know it's raw eggs. We baked about 1 hour and 20 minutes. So we're gonna cool at least 10 minutes before we flip. And normally when I flip the cake over, that's how I leave it. But I think I'm going to flip it back today since we're doing this little simple glaze. And we'll enjoy it flip back over since it's a pound cake about your mama, you know. Because I think my mom used to flip her cakes back over. I like to keep mine flipped the other way because it's so smooth. But we're going to flip this one back over today, all right? But we're going to cool for 10 minutes. Then we'll flip. After we flip, we're going to cool for at least another, probably a good 45 minutes to an hour. Because if the cake is still too hot, my little simple glaze is just going to run off, or maybe it's going to run off and soak in the cake some, but I want to be able to see the glaze. Okay, so I need to let it cool even more before we glaze it. That's my baby calling. Oh, I was getting ready to say, we're a little slow on the thump. Let's see, honey. Ooh, ooh, yep, you stuck. We stuck a little bit. Now, y'all know. You know what? I was going to say I don't have to worry about it today because I'm going to flip it back. Saved by the flip back. Look at there. Let me show you how it looks, though. So we stuck for whatever reason, but it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Because, y'all see what I'm doing. Because we're flipping it. Girl, don't get stuck on the little. Okay, we're coming. I'm not worrying about it this time because we were flipping it back. Shout out to one of our YouTube family members that sent this cake board to me years ago. Okay, y'all, we were saved by the flip back, okay? That's pretty. Saved by the flip back. But you know what? This is the first time I've really thought about it. If you do a cake and it sticks like that and messes up the top, flip it back. I've never thought about that. And all these times I have done cakes and, you know, I mess it up or it sticks and then I try to take it and stick it back on the top. What about that? This, I'm going to eat this right here. Ooh, wee. Yeah, that's the best part. That's good. What was I looking for? Oh. Ooh, that's good. That's chewy. We're going to sit and let this cool. Ooh. That's good, y'all. Okay. So we're going to cool for a while before we glaze. Meanwhile, let's just go eat this good. That's good. It's chewy. I would ask y'all to have some, but y'all might want some. Y'all, my granddaddy used to say that. I would ask you to have some, but you might want some. We'll be back in a little bit, y'all. look ashy, baby. It's too late.
Let's take a shower. Hey, everybody. I get so nervous when you do that.
It is time.
What is time is?
Babe, I was talking today on this video.
Oh, yo, hey.
You know, the last video I did, the cake, they didn't like me. Most of them didn't like me not talking.
Well, I like to hear your voice too. It's so soothing. It's calming and soothing. Did y'all miss my voice?
No.
I miss y'all voice. Y'all still in there?
You cutting your head off.
They still in there, Donna. I see it. So many of them. I put my eyeball right on them. I'm looking at all the people. I don't see all of them in there.
Y'all, he back.
What you making?
A cake.
I know. What kind of cake?
What kind you eat?
What kind? What it smell like?
You smell your piece. Don't be trying to put your nostrils.
What's wrong with smelling a piece of cake?
You smell your piece. Don't be over here trying to put your nostrils over the cake.
Well, I smell my piece of cake.
Something might fall out.
Well, it ain't gonna. Girl, I clean my nose. What? Hand me a little piece. I need
a little piece.
A little small piece. I'm just what am I doing? ADF.
They don't do that. No.
I'm ADF. I'm ADFing right now, Donna.
Baby. You gonna taste it. Look, y'all. That's pretty. Baby, wait till I tell you what the name of this cake's supposed to be.
What's the name of it supposed to be?
I'm gonna tell you when you taste it and tell me what you tasting.
Tell you what, it better not be no unsanctified name.
That is pretty. Her is pretty. And she's still warm. It smells good. Oh, let me get a thumbnail while you move to the right a little bit, babe.
Vanilla? Lemon? No lemon. Vanilla.
No lemon? You said vanilla, lemon. Move to the right a little bit, babe. Okay, step up a little bit so I can see your face, babe.
I'm going.
A little bit more. Okay.
This is good. What is this? Just like
It's called, the real name is Slap Your Mama Pound Cake.
I tell you what, you slap my mama, you slap her and see what happens.
See that? See that? That's
my mama.
See that? Now, listen, that's my same reaction. Wait a minute. That's my same reaction. That's why I said, my cake gonna be, you're not gonna slap my mama pound cake. Now, listen.
Slap my mama, I promise you one thing. You won't be able to eat your pound. You better slap after you finish eating because she gonna beat it out of you.
I know that's right. Listen, mama give you the big down. Mama don't play. I wish you would. Listen, I don't like that name. So I said, listen, it's my house, my home, my kitchen, my video, my rules. And it's going to be, you're not going to slap my mama pound cake. And I said, why don't they ever have something about slap your daddy?
Remember someone did that one time.
Did it one time. I said, it be some daddies in the kitchen burning. At least they think they can burn. Ain't nothing about slap your dad. Where did slap your mama come from? Mm-hmm. I'm just sensitive about that because my mama in heaven and my mama not here anymore. And I don't like you saying something that ain't nice like that about mamas.
I'll tell you one thing. There's certain mamas, you look at them.
Baby, you need to let me taste it. You didn't tell me what you were tasting, honey. Oh, yes, you did.
It's good. It's moist.
The top of it is a little chewy.
That's what I love about it. I guess that chewy, almost like that cookie crust.
And even...
Hug your mama pound cake.
Hug your mama pound cake. I know that's right. I like that, baby.
Hug your mama pound cake.
That's what we're going to call it.
Hug your mama pound cake.
Hug your mama pound cake. Listen, we can call it what we want to call it.
Well, if you don't like it, you'll slap your mama pound cake.
We're not slapping mamas over here.
Hug your mama pound cake.
Hug your mama pound. That's what we're going to call it. Hug your mama pound cake.
There's a couple of them mamas out there, them grandmas. They ain't good and safe. Like they will hurt you still. They got that little knife in their pocket.
Give me a plate.
Some of them little grandmas will hurt you. Hurt you, Donna, for real, and then cook for you while you laying on the ground suffering. They'll make you a plate. Here, baby, you eat before you go to the hospital. That food ain't gonna be good in there. This is good.
That's a hug your white pound cake?
So Donna.
I'm sitting here looking, why are you just eating up the cake I just put on your plate?
Oh, I thought you was done.
You made my glasses get smudgy.
I'm sorry, babe. I'll protect you.
I do. Y'all, that's good. Oh, this is what I was getting ready to say. Even doing, baby, I don't clean my glasses with paper towels.
Oh.
You trying to make my glasses be all scratched up? Then you really be picking at somebody. But even doing that 1/4 less cup of sugar, doing the 2 3/4 as opposed to 3 cups of sugar, I can tell the difference. It's not as sweet. You want the last bite, baby? While you opening your mouth. Yeah. It's not as sweet.
It's good. It really is not. I can tell the difference is not as sweet, but of course it's good. But it's good.
That is good. So those of you that want to back off the sugar a little bit, what was I looking for?
But it's still sweet, but it's not.
It's not as sweet as the 3 cups. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And so for me, I'm saying to everyone out there, y'all know how I feel about it. What goes good with it? Of course, some ice cream. So my thing is, I'm gonna get me some ice cream and eat with my pizza cake. I can't wait to taste it.
You just had your piece of cake.
No, I heard when it cooled down, it tastes different.
Anyway, y'all, it's good. Is that how? Oh, for those that may ask about this, I've had these for years. When I say long time ago, probably over 15 years, I got these from Big Lots. But you can find something like this on Amazon. They call them like food temps that you can just pop up and put over your food. I just don't like food sitting out because you never know.
And that's like when those
a gnat or something may get in the
but
house.
that's like when you
and it be licking out
those country when you out in the country, those country picnics. So what you would do is you would put the food tent over it, and the flies are sitting there laying on your tent, looking like, man, this is a dog.
But the flies be getting in the house too. It's 'tis the season. It's getting ready to start getting warmer. I didn't even wash my pan yet. It's stuck, baby.
Yeah, that's the cookie crust stuff.
I know, it's good though.
That's the real good stuff. I love this stuff.
Okay, you guys, listen. Again, Mama Peggy, I'm so sorry I did that last video. And you couldn't get the measurements because you couldn't see the captions.
Please forgive us, Mama Peggy.
I'm so sad. That made me, I told my husband, I said,
yeah, she did. That weighed heavy on her. That really weighed heavy on her. And the thing about it is, I mean, your message was so... She moved behind me with a knife. I just got.
Oh no, but I didn't want to go in front of you. You were talking.
Go in front of me.
I just wanted to watch the knife.
I can watch you.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Yes, a big knife. It keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I weigh you.
Don't do that, Robert.
Okay, I won't. I won't. Don't quit playing.
No, that. I didn't want to walk in front of you.
But no, to Mama Peggy, let me say this. She was trying something different, something new. But we thank God for you and what you said because it gave us a different look at things. Everything is not for us. And so what she was trying, just something different, but not realizing that we was cutting off a segment of people. And how many more Mama Peggy's do we have out there? Which means, what is the thing that Mama Peggy
she's legally blind, although she can see me. She couldn't read the captions.
Right.
So she could see me, but of course she could hear me when I talk. But since I wasn't talking, giving the measurements, the ingredients, the instructions, she just, was kind of...
And so for each and every last one of you that have all your faculties, you're able to hear and see. We take it for granted. But something that's simple when we got the, what's the email?
No, it was a comment.
When the comment, it was, it just made... Stood the reason, changed the thinking, and just to say that's a struggle for her. So I promise you, Mama Peggy, it will not ever happen again. And if it do, I'm gonna voice over it.
But no, it won't. It won't happen with a cooking video where I'm giving instructions.
Right.
Sometimes I do other things where I may have a little bit of music while I'm just doing something.
Right.
But,
So if you're cleaning or building something, you can look at that. But
Yeah.
cooking, it will always be the instructions. And if not, Mama Peggy, I will voice over it.
Well,
And
you don't have to worry about no if not, because I told her I would never do that.
okay, well then, if her voice is
I would
hoarse
never.
or anything like that, you can better believe that I'm gonna make sure that if you can't see me, you can hear us. You'll be able to hear everything that we say, Mama Peggy. And so, thank you for taking time and being with us as Donna made another delicious
Pound cake.
switching up the name.
Hug
Yo mama.
No, we're gonna say hug your Y-A.
Yeah, hug your mama pound cake. Hug your mama. You know how it is when mama don't came in and cooked and you just start dancing and give her a kiss.
Kids be excited that food to make it dance. You know it's good when you be dancing.
So hug your mama pound
So
cake.
we appreciate you all so much. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed, please consider doing so.
By hitting the nosy.
And that's turning on that notification bell. Wait, you're my hair. That's turning on that notification bell. That way you be notified whenever we're over here doing whatever it is we are doing. Thank you all so much for watching. We already look forward to you joining us again next time.